Hey folks, we're live tonight at the Fiesta Flea Market in Donna. As you can see, we're right next to the expressway. That's westbound headed that direction. And a lot of people probably drive by here every day and didn't even realize the flea market was here, number one, but even less do folks realize that there are roughly 20 families living back in the storage buildings back there. Pretty amazing. I spoke to one young man who says he's lived here since 2012. Very well spoken young man, lives here with his mother, and says that, it's not that bad. A little hot in the summer, but it's not that bad. But it's just pretty amazing to think. And he says with the traffic on the frontage road, it's hard to believe that nobody knew they were here because there's lights, there's cars, the gates are open at night. So just kind of an amazing situation that we see here in Donna. Let's take a look at what temperatures are going to be doing now as we go through the next month or two, because it's really been relatively mild in the month of May, but it's only going to get hotter from here. If you look at the graph, it shows temperatures go from an average high of about 89 today to by the end of June, mid-90s. So readings out here is going to get hotter and hotter, and it's going to stay hot, obviously, all the way through the summer. So if it's hot for these folks now, it's going to be even hotter in the days and weeks ahead as we get into summertime, as of course we all know. Temperature-wise across the valley right now, currents show that we're in the 80s at the moment. 82 in Raymondville, 83 in Weslaco. Port Isabel checks in at 81 degrees. Tomorrow, probably just a little bit warmer than today, not dramatically so, but by maybe 3 or 4 degrees, something like that. Mid-Valley hitting about 89. Western part of the valley from I-69C westward, 90 plus. And then as you get to the eastern part of the valley in the mid-80s. So certainly a very warm day across the region. As we look ahead, it gets hotter, up to 97 by Friday. And then we cool off a couple of degrees, 3 or 4 degrees, 5 degrees for Saturday, Sunday. Not a dramatic cool down, but a little bit courtesy of a very weak front that's pretty much going to come in and stall and at least get us closer to normal for a while, but that's about all it's going to do. Now, sat right overhead today shows that the clouds have been thick all day long. Again, we've seen a couple of breaks, but not many, and there have been a couple of sprinkles, but not many. Just a mainly cloudy day across the region. And the bigger picture showing all of Texas shows that there's a lot of clouds across the state. A lot of our cloudiness that you see there coming up from the southwest. Moisture kind of being forced by that low that's sitting over northwestern Mexico. That's a pretty strong low, giving us a strong southwesterly flow, pushing a lot of cloud cover into the state of Texas and creating a lot of lift in the state of Texas in the upper atmosphere. So you tend to get more cloud cover and maybe a few sprinkles underneath that because of the strong wind underneath that coming out of the southeast off the Gulf of Mexico. The Storm Prediction Center says there is a slight risk of severe weather up in the northern part of Texas, up into Oklahoma. This is for tomorrow, with a marginal risk of severe weather down to about Del Rio, and then Laredo is in the general risk, which means an isolated shower or thunderstorm is possible, but severe weather is not likely. But you see a big part of Texas may be under the gun tomorrow with the potential for some strong storms. Here's why. The big low, what you don't see on the map, those concentric circles in the west, that's where the big upper air low is, and that is the system that's really creating all of this. And out ahead of it, that cool front will very slowly push eastward. Let's watch what happens over the next 7 days. That low in the southwest slowly starts to lift out, and as it does, it slowly starts to push that front forward. But all the time it's doing that, lots of tropical moisture is getting mixed in. You got a lot of, again, lift in the upper atmosphere that leads to showers and thunderstorm development. All of that, though, is north of us. We're just warm and humid. That front Friday gets really close, but probably slows down pretty dramatically. And then finally Saturday is able to sneak through, but then stall. So it really doesn't get much cooler. A couple degrees as we showed you, but really not much. And then you go forward into Sunday, and the front becomes history for us pretty much as it kind of hangs out for a little while longer and then goes away early next week, and we stay warm and humid probably throughout the forecast period. It might dry out a little bit humidity-wise over the weekend, but probably not dramatically so. So spotty showers possible through Friday. We've got a break for the weekend, and then we've got about a 5% chance of rain in there Monday and Tuesday, so things really pretty isolated. So your forecast for tonight looks this way. Under, we'll call it just mostly cloudy skies. It's a warm and humid night. Low temperatures in the mid-70s across the area. Southeasterly winds at about 10 to 17 miles an hour. Then for tomorrow, still a lot of clouds. Can't rule out a sprinkle or two. A breeze out of the southeast. Your high temperature tomorrow afternoon should be right around 89 degrees. The next 7 days, here we go. Temperatures warm up all the way into Friday. Then we have a little bit of a reprieve, but not much for the weekend. Mother's Day, about 92 for the high with probably partly sunny skies. I think there'll be a few clouds around as moisture already starts to creep back in, and then middle of next week, early next week, we're back in the mid-90s once again. So very warm weather across the valley. It's been mild the last few days. We're going to get back to average tomorrow and then above after that. That's your updated First Warn 5 forecast live in Donna. Tim Smith, Channel 5 News at 6.